Good day, student. Today we are going to be looking at division of polynomials. I would like you to like and subscribe to my channels and learn something today. Get your pens and your papers and get set. Write, try examples to get better at it. So previously in my previous video, I've said the introduction to polynomials, addition and subtraction of polynomials, multiplication of polynomials. Today we are going to be looking at division of polynomials. In division of polynomials, there are actually two methods of doing it: the long division and syntactic division. So I'm going to start explaining the long division first, then later on I will introduce syntactic division, or syntactic division. The long division is, there's no difference between long division and the long division in your primary school days. So how do you do it? The first one, you're saying you divide this. So you should write all those things that you used to do. You have to divide x raised to power 3 minus 5x raised to power 2 plus 8x minus 4. So you are dividing it with x minus 2. So what do? You take it one after the other. You use the x. In long division, we are interested in our division, we use x. But in synthetic division, we use the constant. But I will explain that later. So when x here is divided by x squared, x cubed here is divided by x, here we have x squared. So you now use it to multiply everything that is here. So if you use it to multiply everything that is here, you have x cubed, because x squared multiplied by x will give you x cubed minus 2x squared. So that is what we have. So what you do now is subtract the first one with the second one. So if we subtract it, x raised to power 3 will go. So you have 0. So you have minus 5x squared minus, since you're subtracting, so it's going to be minus 2, which will give you plus 2. So you now have minus 5x squared plus 2 will give you minus 3x squared. So you now bring down the other part, 8x and minus 4. Then you divide both sides, you divide again by x. So you now get minus 3x, because minus 3x squared divided by x will give you minus 3x. So you multiply again. So you now have minus, you also have minus again, minus 3x squared. Okay. This time around we have plus 6x, because minus 3x multiplied by minus 2 will give you plus 6x. So in this case, again, you do the same thing again. You subtract everything again. So minus 3x squared minus 3x squared will give you 0. This will give you 0. So 8 minus 6 will give you 2x squared minus 4. Then you divide both sides again by x again. So 2x divided by x will give you 2. So you have plus 2. Then you multiply both sides by 2, you give you 2x minus 4. Yes, minus 4. So when you subtract these parts, they will all give you 0. So you subtract it until it gives you 0, or until there's no x anymore. So when there's no x anymore, it's only number that will remain. And that number that remains is what they call remainder. But so far, our division did not give us any remainder. So we'll now say that when x raised to power 3 minus 5x squared plus 8x minus 4 divides by x minus 2, the answer you will get will be x squared minus 3x plus 2. Simple. You can watch the video in slow motion again to see if you can get, or I say slow motion, sorry. You can go back, watch it over and over and over until you get the step. Then you can progress to the second video. So I'll give you time to try the same thing that you got here with the second video. If you're able to get it, then I will tell you what the answer before we solve it. Just take your time, solve it, solve it. So while you're doing that, I'll quickly log off. I'll quickly log off this one so that I can see solve the second one on the same page. Okay, so try attempt the second one. Attempt the second one. Now, let me try the second one now. Let's do it together. I believe you must have done with the second one by now. Or you pause the video and do them, then you come back. So let's go back to the second one. You still do the same thing that you did. You still do the same thing that you did. Still do the same thing that you did in the first one. So you say write it like this. So you put this one inside, which is 2x raised to the power 3 minus x plus 551. And you are divided by x plus 3. So you still do the same thing here. So x divided by 3x cubed divided by x will give you, divided by 2x raised to the power 3, it will give you 2x raised to the power 2. So what you multiply it will still give you 2x raised to the power 3. Okay. So, and you multiply the other part, it give you minus, no, it give you plus 6x raised to the power 2. Now you subtract. This is where you need to be careful. If you subtract the first one, it give you 0. But if you remember, doing the subtraction, if you have not watched the other videos that I've sent under addition and subtraction, go and watch them. You cannot subtract the terms that don't have the same exponent. That means the powers are not the same. So if you look at the second one, the powers the power is 1, but the second one here will have power raised to power 2. So we are assuming that is 0x raised to power 2. So when we have 0x raised to power 2 minus 6x squared, so we have minus 6x squared. That is what we have. Then you now bring down minus x. Now bring down minus x and minus plus 51. We now bring it down. So do you get this part? Should I move on or slow down a little so you can look at that? So you get that part so that we can move on. Okay. Can I move on? Okay. Let me go back to it then. So sorry for getting to this place. Yeah. Okay, this is where we are. Okay, so from here, we can now move on. So x divided by negative 6x, we will now have negative 6x divided by 6x squared anyway, give you negative 6x. So if you multiply it, it will give you negative 6x squared and negative 18 3 times 18x 3 times 6, 18x. Okay, then you subtract again. So the first one will give you 0. So you have negative x, negative 18. So now it's going to give you 17. 17 because it's 17x. Okay, 17x, and you say bring down your 51 plus 51. So in this case now, you do the same thing. X divided by this, it give you plus 17. Okay, plus 17. So this times this will give you 17x, and 3 times 17 will give you 51. And when you divide it, This time around, it will give you 0. Do you get it? Do you get it? So as simple as A, B, C. So what do we do now? You just write it out the same way you did the first one, which is when 2x cubed minus x plus 51 divides by x plus 3, the answer will be 2x squared minus 6x plus 17. Try to solve some questions. You can try to solve some questions to make sure that you understood them well before you can move on. You understand them well before you can move on to the next section. So I'm going to stop here. The next video I'm going to the setting will be under synthetic division. Okay, so make sure you watch that one too.